Hey guys, Brandon with Flyin Miata back for another FM Live. Today we have a whole pile of products to talk about. I've been quite a project getting this going. So, as always, you have questions, drop them in the comments. We'll answer them at the end of the video here. Um, so these are all YouDesign products. So if you're not familiar with our YouDesign program, basically what it is there are a lot of really smart people out there that will design a product, or maybe not a product, but they will design a thing for themselves, for their friends. Hey, I really wish my car had this. So with CAD and 3D printers, they can draw that up. So they draw it up. Well, we are giving them an opportunity to reach a bigger market, to make a little bit of money off of it, and we can offer more really cool products to the Miata community. So this is our first run. There's no limit on what we can produce. We have more things in process right now, but this is what we've got on the shelf right now. So first off, this is a thread-in oil funnel here. We've got it for the NAs and NBs, NC&D people. We have not forgotten about you. We are working on it. So, and no, I'm not going to give you an ETA, but we are actively working on it. So this is an oil funnel, threads right into the valve cover, no wobble, big mouth so it doesn't spill. And then it also has a base to collect all the little drippings at the end and keep it upright. So we've got that guy for the NAs and NBs. Also, the first few products here for NAs and NBs. So these three products, for the eagle-eyed among you have already probably figured this out, are for replacements for the eyeball vents. So this guy is a gauge pod to put a gauge in, a normal 2 1/16 52 millimeter gauge. You don't have to have this to put this in a car, but it is cleaner and easier and more easily reversible if you do this, and it's not very expensive. So that's a nice piece. These guys, I'll be more impressed if somebody's figured these out. So these are RAM mounts. So we've got these products installed in the cars back here. I'll show you them in place in a minute. So basically, this is a format that allows for arms to hold phones, lap timers, whatever. We've actually tested it with a tablet on track, which is kind of entertaining and kind of terrifying, but didn't break. So, and there's actually, the designer did a pretty neat thing. There are supporting ribs inside here that you'll never see, but make it that much stronger. So there's a recessed version that's a little bit cleaner when you don't have anything installed on it. And then there's a proud version that allows for more articulation, if you will. And again, show you that in place. So this guy is a steering wheel hanger for use when the vehicle is stationary only, please. So this mounts on 90 to 95s only in between the mirror and the windshield frame. There's already a plastic spacer here, so it doesn't space anything out, doesn't change your mirror location or anything. You just replace that spacer with this guy. Mounts easily. The mirror's here, the windshield's here. Completely invisible while you're driving, but gives you a pretty slick place to hang a steering wheel. So that guy's pretty nice. These guys, not sure how many will sell, but you know, if you need them, you need them. So these are tiny little brackets for our package trunk spoilers. We have discovered that they are not for all our package trunk spoilers. So if you need them, check first. But regardless, this just kind of helps hold the corners down. So it's a part that came on the spoiler. If they are broken, here's a replacement for it. Here is a tool, another tool. This one is a bit unique. So probably not a lot of people have taken the throttle cable out of their NA or NB Miata. If you have, it's a surprisingly large pain to get it released from the firewall. There are tabs that kind of snap and hold it into place. This is a very simple tool to push those tabs down. So take the cable out of your throttle pedal, slip this over the plastic piece that comes through the firewall, make sure there's no insulation around it, and actually use the gas pedal itself to push that down into place. Pops right out. Super duper easy. It's surprisingly large pain to push those tabs down without them, or without this tool. So moving on to NCs and NDs. So this is a antenna delete cap. So the NCs and NDs come with a floppy antenna, and a lot of people don't listen to the radio anymore. Our very own Travis swears that he has not listened to the radio in 20 years. So you're welcome, Travis. This is just for you. So basically, this just makes it a little bit cleaner. So you don't have that big floppy antenna. It's low profile, but it's not so complicated as removing the entire antenna base and trying to clean up the body lines. That's awesome if you want to do it, but it's pretty high effort. Goes without saying, don't expect much reception with this guy. So this was kind of fun to present to all of the CSRs and to see who could figure out what it was for. This is a radar detector mount for the ND. So the infotainment screen goes right here, or this goes on top of the infotainment. You've got some double-sided tape to hold it in place there, and then hold your detector in place on there, and it just gives a nice, slick place for it to mount. No suction cups, no flopping on the windshield, all that kind of stuff. So another nice thing. This is kind of sort of the product that started the whole YouDesign program. So these are brake ducts that are specifically shaped for the R package, or sometimes the aftermarket ones are called RS lips. So we've got them in 2.5-inch versions and 3-inch versions. The new thing here is that this is a complete kit for the 2.5-inch version. So this comes with everything you need: the ducts, the backing plates, the hosing, the hose clamps, some zip ties to make sure you don't tear them up in your tires, and that kind of thing. So that is all the parts on a bench where you can't see what they do. So let's go look at a car and we can show you what they look like. So we'll start at the front here. This is the oil funnel. Pretty straightforward, but there you go. Threads in, makes it super easy to do your oil change without having to worry about your funnel falling out and making a mess and all that fun stuff. So pretty self-explanatory there. So moving inside, this is the phone mount that I was talking about. So this is the recessed one, and you can see it uses this RAM style here. This is one of a few different versions that they have. You can go to their website. There's a million different things. But anyway, wireless charger, magnetic base, whatever. So it holds it there. You can manipulate the location. And again, if you have the Proud one, you can move it around a lot more, but the phone is also closer to you. Personally, my 2 cents, I prefer the recessed one because it's also a little bit cheaper as well. So this is the gauge pod. You can see that it's basically just a very clean look there. You can mount a gauge in an eyeball vent without doing this. People have been doing it for decades. But this is just a really clean way to do it. It's not very expensive either. So, and then the steering wheel hanger, it's installed, and it's pretty hard to see unless you're looking specifically for it. But there you go. Your steering wheel hangs right there. So pretty slick setup there if you have a detachable steering wheel. If you don't have a detachable steering wheel, pretty pointless. Yep, sure. So we got a request to see what the phone mount looks without anything on here. One of the things, the mount comes with a big wing nut here, which is great and easy to use, but it also limits how much you can move it around. So 1/4-20 nut, nylock specifically, is what I would recommend there to give you a little bit more flexibility. More of a headache to install, but again, gives you more articulation there. So that's what it looks like installed. You can see we've got our FM YouDesign logo on there. We try to put that on all the products we can in a subtle way. But so again, nice and smooth. And you can see the Proud one. Use your imagination, but you can see the Proud one. This whole piece is going to stand off from this surface. So again, my 2 cents, I prefer this one because it's not so close to the steering wheel. This one's not bad, and you can always lay it over here so it hangs out kind of more over here. But my 2 cents, I prefer the recessed one. All right, so let's go over to Andy. So on the back there, you can see we've got our antenna delete cap installed. So you can see it kind of matches the profile there, and it's low profile, but it looks like it belongs. And again, you're replacing that. So pretty clean, slick look, and if you ask me, but I may be biased. And then you can also see that we have the radar detector mount right there. So that's a nice clean place. We should have cleaned the windshield before we did this. I mean, that's a little bit of a Band-Aid, but sure, that's slightly better maybe. But yeah, clean place to put it. You can see it matches the profile of the back of the screen there. It hooks on over the front, and then it's got that tape to help hold it in place that much more. That is all of the YouDesign products that we have right now. Again, more are coming down the pipeline constantly, actually. If you have any ideas, please do. Let me rephrase. If you have designs, please do email us. Let us know. Print me at flyinmiata.com. If you have ideas, we are always looking for new ideas as well. Ideas are a little bit more difficult to execute. Part of the advantage to this is that the design is at least mostly done, maybe a little bit of polishing to get it up to our standards, and then we can run with it. So, but still, you have ideas, let us know. The more people that are interested in your idea, the more likely it is to happen. So we have lots of ideas. So anyway, all of that having been said, question man in the corner. Do we have questions? None. I covered them all. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we will be back here again next Thursday at 2 o'clock. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.